I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. Two Ulster County men face charges following an attempted robbery and shooting last evening. Deputies with the Ulster County Sheriff's Office responded to a report of a person with a gunshot wound on Port Ben Road in the town of Wawarsing. Deputies later responded to the home of a suspect at 5140 Route 209 in the town of Rochester. There they arrested 26-year-old Ryan Novell, who was taken into custody after a brief standoff. Detectives determined that Novell and two others had met the victim to conduct a heroin deal. Then, according to police, Novell attempted to rob the victim and shot the victim with a shotgun. The victim is listed in stable condition at Westchester Medical Center. Novell has been charged with first-degree assault and first-degree attempted robbery, both felonies. 34-year-old Edward Schreiber of Kingston was charged with criminal possession of a weapon for reportedly providing the shotgun used in the incident. Ulster Sheriff's deputies say Novell and others will face additional charges. In Sullivan County, two people from Swan Lake were arrested after a state police search of a residence on Route 55 in Swan Lake, which turned up weapons that had been reported stolen from a Livingston Manor residence back in April. 24-year-old Christopher Deschamps and 31-year-old Natasha Valentin Cuevas were arrested following the recovery of an AR-15 assault rifle, a .40 caliber semi-automatic pistol, and a pistol grip shotgun, all of which were loaded. State police say the serial numbers match those of the stolen firearms. Deschamps was charged with grand larceny along with criminal possession of a weapon and possession of stolen property. Valentin Cuevas was charged with criminal possession of stolen property. Yesterday was the 3-year anniversary of the arrival of Hurricane Irene, the storm that ripped through Orange County, causing widespread flooding and resulting in millions of dollars in damage in places like the city of Middletown. Today, 3 years later, Congressman Sean Patrick Maloney came to Middletown to announce that $11.5 million in additional federal money will be made available to local communities in Orange County for repairs and needed renovations that were not covered under the original FEMA program. The news conference today was held at Middletown's Maple Hill Park, which was flooded by Hurricane Irene and continues to get flooded by heavy rains. Mayor Joe DeStefano said that work will be included in the city's application for some of that new federal funding.
Two projects that were not eligible under the original FEMA. One was the detention pond area here. That's about an $800,000 to $900,000 project. The plans have been designed, so we've been moving ahead on the design part, so we're ready to go with that. The other is the erosion of the Monhegan Brook between the houses down through here. Not a FEMA eligible project, but under the original submissions, and the retaining walls that stop the stream from widening and more water going in, causing more flooding. I believe that's about a $1.1 million project. So those will be the two projects that we will be submitting. I think one has already been submitted. The other will be submitted very shortly.
Janata Odom has lived across the street from Maple Hill Park for more than 20 years and knows all about the area's chronic flooding problems.
It's absolutely devastating to have to experience the flooding from Irene and Lee, as was mentioned. It was good to hear that the smaller people that are unable to defend themselves, unable to have financial recourse, are actually being considered at this time.
The county hopes to begin releasing funds by January. Communities have already put in requests for 15 projects so far, totaling $6.7 million. State police have concluded that the shooting death of a New Windsor man in Cornwall-on-Hudson last Sunday was the result of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Investigators say while they could not determine whether the shooting was intentional or accidental, they are confident no one else was involved. The body of 44-year-old Bryant Furchak was found next to his parked car on Church Street in the village. The gun believed to be the one used in the shooting was found at the scene. Metro North has put on-time performance ahead of safety. That is one of the findings from a study that's been released by a blue ribbon panel, which was formed following a series of safety-related incidents, including the Metro North train derailment back in December in the Bronx that killed 4 people. The report included 29 recommendations for improving rail safety and maintenance practices. Those include the use of more modern equipment, stepped-up inspection of rails, and better communication. Earlier this year, the MTA president had lowered Metro North's on-time performance goal to 93% from 97% as a way to drive home the safety first message. Earlier today in Ulster County, the ribbon was cut to officially reopen the new Hurley Bridge that spans the Esopus Creek on Wynkoop Road. Last October, the weight limit for the county bridge, which was built back in 1933, was reduced from 25 tons to 3 tons, and it was closed in June because of structural concerns voiced by the state DEC. Ulster County Executive Mike Hines said today the renovated bridge was completed ahead of schedule and under budget.
What about volume? Is there anything we do about volume?
So these are the two remotes that we have. So we have, this is for the projector. Okay, so you have volume there.
And Dawn Ferriello is a math teacher at John S. Burke Catholic High School in Goshen. And this week, she was back in a classroom being taught how to use the school's new digital learning system that'll be launched when school begins September 8th. Instead of textbooks, each of Burke's more than 500 students will have Apple iPads. Principal John Dolan pushed for the switch to the Enlightened digital learning system back in March.
I just thought it was something that we needed to do because all the colleges are doing it. I was watching students walk around with books, and 2 years ago, one student went off backwards, and I said, we got to do something about this. But it's the wave of the future. It's all high-tech, it's state-of-the-art, we got the best we could get, and we're pretty excited about it.
How do you think that this is going to help the students here go forward?
Oh, I think it's going to be so much better for them. It's much more lightweight. They're not carrying around all these books. The whole I forgot a book at school thing is not going to happen, because if they don't have their iPad, they have their computer at home. Everything is cloud-based, and they can reach everything they need.
I really think it's going to be so much more fun in the classroom now. I mean, students are that's their life, their iPads, their iPhones, and it will make learning fun. I mean, we can do digital classrooms. We can, we've talked recently about a tour of the Vatican, a virtual tour, live. We can do things. We have a fantastic infrastructure. We have a great video conferencing abilities here, so we're really lucky.
I'm a guy that's still doing smoke signals, if you will. And this undertaking, and people look at me like, you're not really a computer guy. I said, no, but I'm not going to be around much longer. These kids will be.
The Burke Catholic Foundation raised $200,000 to help with the conversion from textbooks to iPads. Parents are also chipping in. Dolan says theirs is a pilot program that should lead to similar digital shifts at other schools in the Archdiocese. And other school districts in our region have also begun to make the move toward iPad education. There's nothing to complain about when it comes to our weather. We will enjoy another day of sunshine in the region tomorrow to usher in the start of the Labor Day weekend. Temperatures Friday will get up around 80 degrees. Saturday will be partly sunny and pleasant with the highs in the low 80s. We'll get the news you need and the features you enjoy each day in the Times-Herald Record. And breaking news is always just a click away right here at Record Online. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.